It's an important watch. It really is, for friendships in general, and just for Colin Farrell's performance, because he has my heart. Hey everyone, welcome back to Candid Cinema. I'm Amanda, otherwise known as AMX ND Reviews on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. Today I will be reviewing the new Martin McDonagh film, The Banshees of Inisherin, and I watched this at TIFF. It was a fantastic film, in my personal opinion. I really loved Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. It's a very dark comedy. You have to really enjoy the playfulness of the script. Even though it is a bit darker, there's still some great freaking moments. It's a bit dry, sarcastic, and I really love the chemistry between Brendan Gleeson and Colin Farrell. Now, because in Inisherin, the town is very small, the city's really small, there's a bunch of locals that go to their bar every single day. They drink, they talk to their friends, and it's all within that perimeter. Their houses are very close to each other. They go to the town. Everyone knows everything about everybody, and it's very small. It's a very intimate piece, even though you see the beautiful scenic landscapes of Ireland, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. The characters that Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson play, they have been friends for a very long time because they have grown up together, they've lived there. It's the same cycle, same routine every single day. So you just kind of fall into step with the people who go to, frequent your local bar. And this one day, Brendan Gleeson, he doesn't want to be friends with Colin Farrell anymore. And it's very abrupt. Colin Farrell has absolutely no idea why. He wants to break up with him. And you see two very different people in that moment. You see someone who wants to grow as an individual because Brendan Gleeson's character wants to, he wants to write a song. He wants to have purpose in his life. He wants to, leave something that will be remembered for years to come in that city, in the world. He wants to be remembered in a certain way. And he feels that Colin Farrell's character, who's supposedly his best friend, is kind of holding him back from that. So you see the one side where it's like, if someone isn't really, I guess, supporting you and your interests, or, pushing you forward and helping you be better in order to, succeed your dream, then you kind of have to move on without them. That's one lesson with Brendan Gleeson that they're showing. And then with Colin Farrell, who I think gives a very sincere performance, it is just so heartbreaking to watch him go through this movie and to have such kindness and vulnerability and genuine love and respect for wanting to be a best friend. And since I've been in a position where I don't know why someone, stopped talking to me, or you lose a friendship over absolutely nothing, you don't know what happened. I've been in that position. So you constantly question who you are. And it's a different way of questioning your own individuality. It's on top of that, you're second guessing every single interaction that you've had with everyone around you. And if you've come off as something that maybe they didn't like, so you overthink everything that you have ever said to anyone, and you question your kindness, you question how genuine you are. And that is why I think Colin Farrell's performance is absolutely fantastic in this. It's something different that I've seen from him, and I thought it was a special performance. I really do. I think it's something that people will be impressed with, because just the way he performs this, the way he brings this character to life, is just in the sweetest possible manner. And then as the film goes on, you do understand both of them. Even though Brendan Gleeson's a bit harsher, you do understand where he's coming from. But the thing is that it takes a very dark turn, and we didn't expect it. So without spoiling, because I don't want to spoil the Banshees of Inisherin, it's just something that's very unexpected that happens, because at one point you have someone who's like, well, if you don't stop talking to me, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. They never really do X, Y, and Z. But in this movie, Brendan Gleeson does X, Y, and Z, and it's very surprising. And it turns into a frenemies type of situation. And then Colin Farrell's character turns. And what's so interesting about that is that you have this level of vulnerability with him, and then it just, it takes a turn for the worst for his character. And I think that it's just so sad that it had to come to that. But at the same time, what this shows you, what the Banshees of Inisherin shows you, is that you can be connected to someone for life because you have already shared that bond. They know every little thing about you. They even know how to push your buttons. Okay. So in order to still have some sort of contact, even with Brendan Gleeson, from Gleeson's perspective, he continuously does certain things, even just to stay in contact with Colin Farrell. And Colin Farrell does the same. There's no way of fully getting away from the other person because you constantly feel like you're tethered together. And especially in a small town like this, that's what ends up happening. Even the connection in this small town with, Colin Farrell and his sister, who's played by the lovely, lovely Carrie Condon, who did a fantastic job in this. They had the brother-sister dynamic down to a T. Her line delivery, her cursing, her calling out the BS is probably one of the best scenes in this movie. And I thought she did a fantastic job. The whole cast was wonderful, but it's the fact of being contained to this small town where Colin Farrell's character, and the names of the characters I don't want to butcher, so I don't want to say them because I probably will. And they're such beautiful names in the way that they, that they speak with their accent. It's just, I don't want to butcher it. But in this small town, Colin Farrell isn't moving forward. He's saying stuck because he's comfortable, and he's okay with that. And then Carrie Condon wants a little bit more. She wants to go to work. She wants to go to like a bigger city where she's more involved and she has a job and that she can pay for different things, nicer things. So everyone is kind of moving forward with what they plan on doing, but Colin Farrell is just so content. And then they pose the questions like, well, what are you going to be remembered for? Are you going to be remembered for a song? Are you going to be remembered for your writing? Or are you going to be remembered as a kind person? And that is what plays in the Banshees of Inisherin. And I really, really love this script. I think it's probably one of my favorite Martin McDonagh projects. I think it's very, very well directed. The script is strong as well, very funny when you least expect it. The banter between all three of them, and you guys know I'm a sucker for banter. It was great. Absolutely lovely. If you guys can make it to the theater to find where it's playing the Banshees of Inisherin, you won't be disappointed. You really won't be disappointed. It's something fresh, it's unique, and it really highlights and explores the value of friendship, what people look into when trying to either form a bond or change that bond and have the other understand their value. I think that it's an important watch. It really is, for friendships in general. And, just for Colin Farrell's performance, because he has my heart. I think, I really hope he gets a nomination out of this. It was fantastic work from him. One of my favorites. And I gave the Banshees of Inisherin a 4 out of 5 on Letterboxd. You can find my full review from TIFF below. And please let me know what your favorite Colin Farrell movie is, because I think that he's absolutely fantastic. You guys can always follow me over at AMX NDA Reviews on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. I'll catch you guys next time. Keep watching movies.